Welcome to the Horror Hangout, a podcast where film fans watch the best and worst horror movies of all time and talk about them. Today's episode is a bonus episode chatting all about possession horror movie Traumatika. My name is Ben Errington, and today I'm joined by filmmakers Pierre Tsigaridis and Maxime Rancon, who between them wrote, directed, and produced the movie. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you for having us, Ben.
You're welcome. Welcome to you both, and congratulations, of course, on Traumatika.
Well, thank you.
How has it how has it been since obviously you got the release coming up on the 12th of September? So how is it kind of like on the promo train up towards this release?
It's been exciting. We've been doing a lot of press, talking to a lot of people about the movie. We kind of feeling that we're gonna get much more exposure with this movie than we've ever had so far. So we're really excited, slightly nervous, but we're having fun with it. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean I can see the key art, the poster behind you, Pierre. It
Yeah.
is incredibly impactful. Am I right in thinking that this poster wasn't around? So I know it premiered at FrightFest last year. The poster wasn't around then, though, was it? Is it a fairly new poster? Because I'd seen some posters, but that particular one, I mean, that is a when you're scrolling on any platform, that is a oh my God, stop, or quickly fly by it, if it depending how terrified you are. But that is intense. What was the thinking behind this poster?
Well, we had like if you were at Fright Fest, right, last year?
Yes, I was at Fright Fest last
Yeah,
year.
we
That's
had
not when I saw the film though. I wasn't there
okay.
at the particular screening. Sorry,
We
go on.
had our friend Ilan Sheedy. He goes by Uncle Frank Production, making a couple of visuals for us, like because we love his art, and we went on the festival road with these visuals. But we really wanted to get a photorealistic poster, and this poster came about. Pierre and I like ended up like shooting stills at his house of the demon.
These are actually not even stills. These are video files.
Were
Oh,
they?
okay, so it's like a screen grab.
Because
Okay.
this is a screen grab from the Alexa.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, from the Alexa Mini that we shot on, and we were done with everything else. And Max being the demon, we were, wrapped, and we were getting ready to have a well-deserved dinner. But then we were like, you know what? Let's just do some, just be in front of the camera for a second, because obviously that makeup also takes so long to, to be put together and everything. And I was like, let's just have some extra.
Did you just say Max is the demon?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know.
For real. Oh man. No way.
Yeah.
That's Max right there.
So,
you can't recognize him, really?
Yeah.
Well, I see the slight similarities, the slight discoloration in the fingernails. But I didn't recognize you, man. Wow, that's amazing. So obviously you produced the film, co-wrote the film. Pierre, you directed the film, and you're the man behind the mask essentially as well.
Yeah,
Oh
we've
God.
been multi-hat people.
Yeah.
It feels like, but yeah, in the end, we had these visuals that we took from the from that little session that Pierre and I like did after set, and I was in the south of France, like tweaking around with one of these grabs, and then we got this, and I remember like I had it like a little bit more far away. And Pierre was like, you should crop back in, like to really just have the face of it, and you don't really discern anything else. And as soon as I did the crop, I was like, holy fuck, we have the visual. That's the strongest visual we've ever had. And we've been pushing ever since to use it as the main visual for the movie. And I think it's working pretty well so far. People are using it and reposting it a lot.
Yeah.
And
people seem
people are even using AI versions.
Yeah.
Are they?
I think.
In what way are they doing that? Did you say?
What way? Well, I don't know.
They'll just put
they'll put that in ChatGPT. I don't know.
Yeah. For some,
I see. Oh, like to make it move. Is that what you mean? Like it's kind of like
no. To just make a different visual out of that.
Oh, I've got you.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the poster that was used to promote it last year was kind of like an illustrated version with all the characters on
Correct.
it, wasn't it?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was
Yeah,
the
we didn't
visual I
have
was
that
familiar.
yet.
That was the visual I was familiar with to a point where I was like, "Oh, is this a different film? It just has the same name." And then when I looked into it a bit more, but yeah, it looks
Yeah.
like so many people are taken by this. I've seen so many people sharing it. It's popped up on my feed loads. I think it's a really, really effective like horror visual, isn't it? Where you do kind of just
Thank
go.
you.
It's like a back to
Yeah,
basics horror visual, isn't it? Where you're like,
absolutely.
shit.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that. That's what we said when we were talking to Saban to, use the what we call the theatrical poster, which is this, and we were like, we want something that echoes, in horror fans' mind, like everything, all the monster stuff from the past, so they can really just bridge the gap between whatever they liked to this, and whoever's listening to this podcast, it's kind of like the same thing for the movie, I think. Uh, if there's anything we could do to make people want to go see the movie, is if you like horror films, if you like all of the tropes and all of the references and the universes of past films that a lot of people love, you should check this one out, especially for Halloween. This is like, you're gonna get, your what's the word? You're bang for the buck, right? Is that the
Yeah,
you
yeah, you
know?
definitely are. People love a monster as well, don't they? How long was the process, Maxime, of the whole makeup process, and how long did it take you to kind of become that character?
Well, between my leg, my underleg, like everything, I was covered in this makeup because the demon in the movie doesn't wear much clothing, so
Mm.
so it was very very nice to have it done because KO is such a professional, and we would be just talking, and seeing the transformation was insane. The real battle is taking it off. That's the
I
thing.
bet.
I don't know, like it's something like 15 showers, man. Like
Oh my
literally, like,
God.
days later, I would find like makeup, spots that I couldn't reach like
Yeah.
myself because I was like doing it over days. I had eyeliner for days too. I had to
Yeah, you
remove.
look like a goth for like a week.
Yeah,
Yeah. People just thought
yeah,
that was your natural look. People just thought that was
yeah,
just
yeah.
the way your
Life
eyes
had
look.
to keep going. I didn't have the time to stay like 3 hours in the shower. KO warned me. She said like you're gonna struggle removing that. She wanted me to stay and for her to remove everything. It was late. I was like, just go home. I'll do it
Yeah.
myself. It took me
That's a
2 weeks.
tomorrow problem, yeah.
Yeah.
Was it just the one time that you got made up? Or was it multiple times?
A couple of times.
Couple of times?
Yeah, a couple of times for the demon. And we had originally a different design for the demon. So we had also other makeup session with KO with the demon look that ended up not making the cut. I
Mm,
mean, it makes the cut at some points, but not fully.
not fully, yeah.
But no, but Max, you're mistaking. This design, the real design of the demon, it's only one time.
Was it one?
Yeah. We wrapped everything in one day.
It's like it feels like a lot more more time.
No,
Yeah.
it's I might mistake with the other design.
You're
Demon.
confusing with the other design that we didn't keep.
Ah.
True, true,
How
true, true.
different was the other design? I mean, are you happy to talk about that? Or is that kind of
Yeah,
something
we can
that
talk
stays on
about
the
that.
cutting room floor? Or what?
It was
Oh,
it
it
was
totally stayed on the cutting room. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it was we were saying it was more of a, imagine like Buffy the Vampire Slayer type of design, like where it's like normal expressions but exaggerated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with a very exaggerated, like, eye
Like the furrowed
frowning.
brow. Yeah.
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 But it
Mm-hmm.
was too grotesque. It was too over the top and not in a good way. And also, it was kind of like mixing between the father figure
Mm.
Yeah.
and the demon. So it was kind of like merging both characters together that, in fact, didn't work. And
Mm-hmm.
like I like to say, the character of the father is so scary already, being human,
Yeah. Yeah.
that we
Yeah,
didn't.
most definitely.
Yeah.
In
But
terms
he's
of,
So
the
sorry, go on,
sorry.
what?
go on. Go for it.
No, go.
I was
I
just
was
going to
gonna
say, in
say
terms of the demon design, sorry, Maxime, I'm misunderstanding who's going first. But in terms of the demon design, was there anything that inspired that? Because obviously, as somebody who watches horror films all the time, I recently rewatched The Descent, a 4K restoration version. I was thinking he looks a little bit like the slimy cave fellas, doesn't he?
Exactly, dude. I love that you say that because that's what I've been telling everyone
Yeah.
every time. Love The Descent. The Descent is like one of our favorite films with
Yeah,
Max
classic.
and I, and and there's a lot of like flashlight, kind of
Yep.
like POV dark. And what is it that you would dread seeing in a
Oh my God,
environment like
yeah.
that is a fucking monster like in the Descent. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was
There's even a part where the demon kind of like when he screams and his eyes go super round that
yeah.
reminded me. I think there was some like concept art for some of the Descent creatures looked a bit like that. So I was
Oh
definitely
really?
feeling that
Yeah.
vibe. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I
because
met
I think it's a very, I mean, I'm really happy that people say that they love the design and they think it's refreshing or they think it's like kind of super cool. I What we wanted to do is make it very in a way universal in what people usually like in terms of horror monsters, like a ghoul. um I like to say it's kind of like a version of Count Orlok on steroids, from the
Yeah,
1922,
definitely.
or from the Master and Salem's Lot,
Oh yeah.
crossed with
And
the
Barlow.
Descent,
Yeah.
with the physical uh, approach of the creatures of the Descent. So I think mixing all those ideas, we were like, we can't really go wrong with that, you
Mm.
know.
I
Um,
last year at FrightFest, I met Neil Marshall, who made The Descent, and
Yes,
he
of
was there to
course.
support a movie for made by our friend Sarah Appleton. He was there with his son, and like we talked a little bit, and I was like, dude, like like we have a monster that's really inspired of like The Descent, like somehow. And he was like, oh, that's so cool and everything. So that was kind of like a cool moment as well.
Yeah.
But
Oh, great.
yeah, but
was
Count
was that?
Warlock as well. Yeah, is I think it's something that we talked about a lot.
Mm.
With the pointy ears and everything, the look of the demon altogether was a big reference.
Yeah, yeah. Let me just quickly briefly talk about the synopsis of the film, just so our listeners are aware. So Mikey's night terrors become reality when his mother begins showing signs of demonic possession. What he's about to experience will haunt him for the rest of his life and claim countless lives across generations. Now, of course, this film doesn't pull any punches. It doesn't shy away from shocking subject matter. Was it always planned that way? Was that like what this film was supposed to be about, or was there ever a version of this film that maybe wasn't as brutal as it turned out to be?
Oh, well, I think making an indie film, there's no breaks.
Yeah.
So whether or not you are aiming for that level or not, there's no breaks. So it's not like we think, oh, we're like, we just want to make a horror film and we want to make it stand out. I think, and in the indie world, the movies that are stand out, I think, are the movies that are trying to be as bold as possible, as like, as surprising as possible. So we kept that in mind. What I like to say is the more shocking stuff between the character of Rebecca and the father, that I feel personally that we took it a little further on the shoot that what it was on the page.
Hmm.
On the page, it was supposed to be more of a shot that suggests that something bad's happening or that's going to happen, but the connection that Rebecca had with the relationship she had with Sean O'Brien, who plays the father, because they're really good friends and they worked together in the past, and
Wow. Okay.
they were so ride or die that they just like took it the extra mile, like I have to say, and in the editing room we realized we had something a lot more shocking, and it took things further. In terms of that, in terms of violence and crazy things, I think from the get-go when we were deciding on what to do, we were pretty dead set on going
Mm.
pretty hard on things. Yeah.
Because you
And
guys,
also, like if we could have gone harder, we probably would have. Like again, like being indie filmmakers, like we have the limitation of our resources to make a movie. So
Yeah.
honestly, like we talk about often with Pierre, thinking like we don't think we're going that far. We see movies all the time that take it like
Yeah.
to so many other levels. Think of
yeah, yeah.
Fire or everything, like it's like, are we that crazy? I don't know.
Yeah, well, us making the film is we have tunnel vision in that sense where we don't see, and then when we see another film that we haven't seen before, then we can be more shocked because we didn't know anything about the movie. So it's actually hard to tell how, but I mean, whoever listens to this podcast, I would still like to say, like, go see it because it is kind of intense.
Yeah. I
Depending
mean,
on,
I'd like to
your,
think listeners of the podcast would be very comfortable with with everything you can throw at them. I'd like to say so.
yeah, yeah,
Obviously, you guys put Rebecca Kennedy through a hell of a lot. You've worked with her before, though, haven't you? You worked with her on your
we
previous.
have,
Yeah,
we have. She's the witch, one of the two witches in our first
that's
film
right.
called Two
Yeah,
Witches. She's Masha, who is such an amazing character in that film, I think, and it really connected with the audience for the for Two Witches, and I think Rebecca has just some sort of an X factor when it comes to horror. I don't know. She has like,
yeah,
you know, and her performance in this movie is very, very different from in Two Witches, but there's something about her, talent as an actress that just resonates in horror. I think whatever she does, whether she's being like, meek and vulnerable or batshit crazy,
yeah. She seems
she's
to be able to
always,
do both really well.
and she, exactly. Initially, like, her doing crazy, scary shit was, maybe a little bit against type because of what she had done in the past. But I was like, I don't think it's against type at all. I think you have it in you. Uh, and she really embraced that, whether it's on Traumatica or on Two Witches, and she really developed, some sort of, evilness. I don't know
Yeah,
how to
yeah.
say,
There's something
out.
about her look where it's like, yeah, you said about her being meek and innocent and stuff, but like it feels like there's just evil just below the surface, and it doesn't
Mhm.
take too much, but you
Yeah.
can kind of like coax it out of her. Was there anything that like she refused to do? I mean,
No.
because you
Oh.
put her through loads, like
Oh,
Honestly, no.
we
That's the
made we
that.
made we sent her stuff for her to learn how to crawl, like doing the
yeah.
crawling thing. She did everything. She's a trooper. She's an
Yeah.
insane trooper
No,
for
and that's why it's been so smooth, and I think that's also why the movie's so intense. Whether it's her or Sean or pretty much anyone else, but mostly them because they're the ones who are involved in the most intense things in the movie. They they were just game for anything. They, like I said, they even, if not, took it further than we had initially intended. So I think that's also why the movie works so well. It's like if you have a cast that is 100% committed to doing crazy things, well, you actually capture crazy things, and
Mm,
then you have a crazy movie.
yeah. Because there was at
So
least one, I don't want to spoil anything, of course, but there was one moment where I was like, how have the actors involved been convinced to do this particular thing? I mean, you might know what I'm talking about there, but I was
yeah.
like,
yeah.
no way, no way. And then it pops up again a little bit later when we get like a flashback to it, and I was like, I didn't need to see that again, but why not?
But it's, again, had you been on the set, those scenes that a lot of people are like, these are going to be extremely difficult scenes.
Mm,
In fact, well, they were difficult in the making of it, in the technical aspect of it, but they weren't difficult in the human aspect. Like you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
we were. It's funny because the vibe that's caught on screen compared to the vibe on the set is like 180
Yeah.
degrees. On set we were laughing,
You
we were
find
having
that I think you seem to find that a lot with really extreme subject matter, don't you? I mean, I recently saw the documentary, a Serbian documentary about a Serbian film, which is obviously some of the
well, that's even,
worst
yeah.
subject matter, and the people on set are having the best time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's crazy. It's crazy. Everyone's having the
that's
best
good.
time.
Yeah.
We're tired, but we're laughing a lot. Like we have this video. I don't know. We need to. I'm waiting for the movie kind of to drop before we drop this video. But we have this moment of a scene that you're probably the scene that you're talking about. And it's funny because I'm just shooting and you see Pierre filming and what's happening, and I'm just panning and you see everybody, and we're all bursting in freaking laughters like as soon as Pierre says cut, because it's
Yeah.
just funny. Like
There,
It's
there must be a moment though where, like, I don't know, sometimes your family members or friends must ask you, "What's it like being a filmmaker? What's the average day look like?" And
well, no,
that must have been a great snapshot of like the
well,
most
it's
ridiculous.
What's
Sorry,
even
Pierre. Go on.
funnier in that video, Max, is that when you're filming, my mom is there. I think.
Oh, I
Oh, it's
see.
possible that she's in there. Yeah.
There we go.
I mean,
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
not in the shot. She's next to it, like, because I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. 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 Oh, yeah.
you
Yeah.
know what
She
I mean?
was there.
So
Of
when you
course.
do the pan and you see the very small crew, but you see Rebecca and Sean doing their thing, you see me, operating, but then everybody's just like, it's another day at the office, and then we're all having a good time.
Yeah.
Bring your mum to work day is
Yeah. Oh,
Well,
my
his
mom
mom.
played a big role in that. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
she's the witch. She's the witch and two witches. She's the main witch and two witches. His mom. So yeah, that's
Oh, okay. Oh
been
my
on
God, I
set
didn't
with
realize
us.
that either.
Yeah.
That's
I guess it's a
amazing.
family affair.
A family
Yeah.
affair indeed, yeah. Obviously this film as well has got some significant jumps forward and back in time. Do you think the sprawling narrative was key to this story? Because obviously the story follows a lot of the parallels between possession and abuse slash trauma, doesn't it? So do you feel like
Yeah.
that passage of time needed to be represented in the film for those ideas to come across?
Well, I think it was we try to make it like kind of refreshing, I guess, in that sense, where we kind of like the fact that whenever there's a time change,
Mm,
the audience is kind of like taken off guard, where it's like, oh, what is we don't know what's going to happen.
mm,
So I think it's a way to make the audience like uncomfortable, not necessarily like, or like a story narrative wise, like, oh, what's going on.
mm.
Also, I think we really like, Max and I, especially you, Max, who you really like true crime stuff, and I feel like in true crime there's constantly, back and forth.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah, and
can see that, yeah.
we also wanted to show, it came from the discussion of so also, having these POVs and really being like through the eyes of this child at the beginning of the movie and going through all that stuff. And at some point, I don't remember how it happened exactly, but we had the conversation where like, damn, like he's gonna be that kid's gonna grow up and be fucked up, you know what I mean? Like, and then like it kind of like created another conversation about what happens to this kid. Like, okay, what happens to this kid later, and
Yeah.
I think participated to the direction of going and showing actually what happens to him.
Mm. Yeah, definitely. And it explores some interesting stuff because obviously with some killers, slashers, with people like, I don't know, Michael Myers, for example, we're kind of meant to believe that he's almost like born evil. And I guess what this kind of explores is, someone can be shaped by their childhood, by their past, by their trauma in order to like accept and become evil, I guess, in a way. So yeah, there's some really interesting themes.
Exactly. Well, that was like kind of like the question, not that we want to make a, you know philosophical or metaphysical movie, but the question is, what's the root of evil? Is it inherited,
Mm,
or is it natural, or are you naturally born with it, or is it something that you, yeah, inherited,
yeah.
or is it something that, you know comes to you after being born?
Mm,
So,
of course, yeah. No, it's
we like
interesting.
to say that there's data about like people being in prison. The people who usually, on data at least, commit like, the most atrocious crimes do have some sort of childhood trauma. It's like a
Yeah.
crazy, like, whopping
Yeah.
95 or 97%. So
That's crazy, isn't it?
there is, yeah, more times than not, a huge correlation between childhood trauma
Yeah.
and violence that is perpetrated eventually. So
Mhm.
And I guess trauma's rife for horror movies, especially now. Like it seems a lot of modern horror movies are kind of like commentaries on trauma or stuff like that. And I guess like possession in a way, although I don't know how you guys feel, but I feel like possession movies maybe have hit a little bit of a roadblock currently, and I feel like maybe it needs something fresh. And I guess is that what did you guys think that at any point with this film that you kind of wanted to subvert the expectations of a standard possession movie?
well, I mean, thank you so much. If you think the movie managed to achieve that, I that was kind of our goal, is to try to make everything refreshing, whether it was with witches or now with demonic possession. I think we might have executed even better with the demonic possession aspect of things. I think demonic possession is, it's a great genre. We love it, but it's also a kind of a cursed genre because of The Exorcist and how perfect The Exorcist
Yeah.
is, and
Yeah.
how you can't really go after The Exorcist, you know? And it's funny because it was not only the first possession movie, but it could also be the last, you know? It's like the
Yeah.
first and last. It's like there's anything after that is just trying too hard, you know? And so we wanted to use possession as more of what's it called? A means of telling something else rather than doing a movie on demonic possessions. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So
The
I think
story.
that's why also why then now does the I mean the demonic possession feels more refreshing because it's more of a metaphor of the childhood trauma.
Mm.
You know, it's more like metaphorical, and there's no religious aspect. There's no Jesus. There's none of that. You know,
Yeah.
it's
There's no priest who needs to come in to
yeah.
yeah.
And again, there's also a version of this movie, like whatever you take away from the movie, where there's no real demon, where like this is not happening. She's just crazy, and
Mm.
and because she experienced trauma and she's inflicting trauma onto a child that sees the world like this. And so for him, it's all of these demonic stuff and everything. And so the audience is really like, we want to try to put the audience in the eyes of this child, not only from what they see, but from what they understand from the movie, right? So
Mm.
you understand what the child is seeing and understanding. So yes, you see a demon, but maybe there's no demon. Maybe that's a real person. That's just the way that the
Sure.
child like
Yeah.
interpreted it. And yeah, so
Yeah.
it,
So whether you know whether it's the demon or the demonic possession from the Abigail's character, anything is a metaphor. Everything is like just like a horrific embellishment
Yeah.
of actually just a very sad, horrible
Yeah.
abuse story. You know. Sorry.
Sure. Sure.
we want to keep you guys, I mean, keep the audience also guessing the whole time, like, is this real? Is
Mm.
she possessed? Is this through the eye of the kid? Is it, like, it's up for grab here, it's like
Sure.
your own interpretation, I think, and we'll
The
see what
audience
people
takes
think.
away from it
Yeah.
what they decide to. Yeah, I mean that's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
So obviously it premiered. It was world premiere at Fright Fest last year. Has it have many other screenings in the last year or so, or have we kind of been just like anticipating the major release of it on September 12th now?
So it premiered at Fright Fest, then it played at Grimfest, which
Oh,
is my
nice. Okay.
festival. And then it played at Sitges, San Sebastian, and
Wow. Okay.
Morbido.
So it has been a lot of places then. Wow.
Yeah, but after that, it's been kept secret up until now.
Yeah, I
So,
did think it
So
went a little bit quiet for a while, and then it popped back
it
up. So,
did, it did. Well, this is how indie films,
of
you
course, yeah,
know, this is the timeline, the journey of an indie film. It's like it gets, some exposure from festivals, and then you need to figure out how to
yeah, of
get it
course.
to a broader audience, and it takes a longer time. It's usually like a year, on an
Mm.
average.
yeah,
Um,
we didn't want to communicate on it like too much. We wanted a great home for the movie that we're really happy to have found in Saban Films.
Mm.
And so we were just, really working on building the marketing and the visuals, and we knew we had strong visuals, strong horror imagery. And so yeah, so we did go quiet for a minute and just worked on
but
the
now, like, we're so excited to have it in theaters in the US, where I think people can,
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
exciting.
experience it the right way for sure.
yeah.
Because it's a very sensory movie that relies a lot on like the sound and the darkness,
Mm.
and we're super excited for horror fans, to discover this film for spooky season. Now, I don't know, are your listeners mostly English people
I think
or
we've kind of got a bit of a split, US
okay,
and UK.
Cool.
Yeah.
because well, tell your English distributors to come talk to us so we can
I
release it
see.
in England
Yeah.
because we would love to. We had a great release with Two Witches with Arrow,
Oh
That was
wow,
back in
Arrow. Okay, amazing.
2022. That I think connected well with the British, the UK audience, and we
What
would
if
love to have Traumatica be brought to them as well. So
I've not actually seen Two Witches. I'd like to watch it. So
oh,
I can find
it's
out.
on. You can watch it on Shudder, or in England, it's on Amazon Freevee, I think.
Oh, lovely. There we go.
yeah,
Yeah,
I know what I'm
or it's
watching
on the
next
Arrow
then.
player.
check it
But
out. You'll see a very different version of Rebecca Kennedy here.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
yeah, you can watch
Amazing.
it. I think it's free on Freevee, Amazon Freevee.
Wonderful. I mean, if once I find the link for it, I'll put that in our show notes as well. So if anybody else of our audience wants to see it, that'll be where it is. Wonderful.
We have also a beautiful physical release with Arrow, beautiful like a boxed
A
Blu-ray
Blu-ray, yeah.
Oh
for Two
wow.
Witches. So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Um, what are you guys working on next? Have you got anything else in the pipeline, or are you just concentrating on the Traumatica theater release currently, or are you guys teaming up for anything else soon?
There will be more soon. There will be very, very soon. There will be more
Very
stuff.
more. There would be very more very soon.
Very soon.
Very soon. Back in the
Yeah,
makeup chair, Max.
we can't say so much. So
Hey,
much
never
right
say
now.
never. Maybe makeup chair for Max.
I'd go for it if I was you. Well, thanks, guys. Thanks so much for joining me. It's been a pleasure. Congratulations again on Traumatica, and best of luck with the US theatre release on the 12th of September as well. Looking forward to it, and see you guys very soon.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you. Take care.
All
You too,
right, bye
bye.
bye.